Love matter. Today is Love's Day.
Today is
So,
love. We love one thing thing.
so love is a beautiful thing.
Video is
So,
red.
yeah. So love is a beautiful
Oh
thing. Yes.
shit.
So, so for those who find it, we thank God. We are happy.
Yes, oh,
Saint
yes, oh.
Valentine taught us about love. So,
Mm.
this issue concerning love and everything, the years of waiting and all that. You see, this love matter to be, say involve two people. So when it becomes emotional, it involves two persons, which is a man and a woman.
Mm.
And this life, there are things that we can never control, not because we don't want to or we don't know the cause, but we can't. You can't control another person. So everybody can only control his or herself. So your best bet is protect yourself, protect your love,
Mm-hmm.
love
Mm-hmm.
yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
So even for Bible, when they talk love, it say love thy neighbor as
As
thyself.
thyself. Not
He
not
never
more than
say
yourself.
love your neighbor more than yourself.
More than yourself. Make
You
it.
understand? So, so the truth of the matter be say, what you they want do for that person, you don't fit do am for yourself. That girl where they raise the money,
I
where
like
they
that
keep the
question.
man to take japa, he not the
Yeah,
japa. She's supposed to
exactly.
japa now. You
Abi,
understand?
what you don't get, you go to give an house the person.
Ajaya o. You over
Yeah.
japa. It to say now she package the parents money take japa. She for don't achieve now. Now she maybe now she for never can like the man again based on no mean standard.
Mm-hmm.
After it all see
She
the
not
up,
upgrade. She
it don't
not upgrade
upgrade.
herself.
You know understand? So you go upgrade another person. So as you upgrade and finish, now you can look say this one the time when you don't
Contract
know.
no dey the upgrade no dey talk so they no get contract o. They never sign any contract o. Na
you
based on
know.
promise. He promise say he
Mm-hmm.
go marry. He say he promise and say he go marry am. Men get sense pass women sha.
Even the one where they even marry said they know they live in articles of the one where they promise.
Talk of the one wey be say na ordinary promise.
Eh,
Chineke. Chai.
so, so today, let us just take a reflection on how we can love ourselves more, protect our love, protect ourselves. You know, let us be a little bit selfish with our love, small.
Mhm.
Emotional
Mhm.
one. Oh, there are different type of love. We don't want
Yeah.
to go there today. We have the agape love. We have different love. You understand?
Yeah.
So, but that one where they affect you, the emotional one, you need to
Yeah.
protect and selfishly.
Protect
Oh.
yourself. Protect your heart.
If you
Mhm.
not protect that one, you go enjoy yourself. Because now, psychologically, this person now not fit be like the same again, no. Because
Mhm.
anywhere where she dey think now, she dey walk out for road, she go be like say she dey climb skyscraper. Meanwhile, she dey for land. You see, so that is why it's very important that we protect ourselves for love. Then
Mhm.
for the man side too, just as it dey happen both for man side, woman side, you see, human being a different character dey. Some people dey where there are people who you would do good for. Very few, that would be appreciative.
Mhm.
There are
Mhm.
people who you do good for that would never know or appreciate that good. So that is why, as a person, I've set it up as a standard. Any
Mhm.
good why they expect return, I know they don't.
Mhm.
So any good when me they expect direct return, I still dey talk, I know they don't.
But this one different too. Now heart matter was saying you go marry me.
Now
You
they
say
tell you
promise
now.
am.
That's why I say if for not do am. So we know they say so if now something when say you go fit do and let go. If it's cause a 50-50,
Anything happen. Yeah.
anything happen, you don't
Mm,
understand.
mm.
So if you do something like an investment and that thing not give you your return, disappointment always the day. Do you
Absolutely.
understand?
Mm.
If you do something like say you do am out of good way, you know, I don't date person when one period she not be say joke, she dey do better than me. She earn more, she did like 300K, yeah, not be joke. So
Wow.
one thing when I notice be say,
Now they earn money for America, sha. One person 300K a year.
yeah, she dey earn three
Chineke.
300, yes, the
Wow.
person self na this thing. So but one thing when I notice, no matter what the person do, I dey always dey see am say not be like anything. Even if dem no wan make you waka waka, no shaking. You no understand me? You must not marry me based on this one. Why am I trying to say this? See, men, as Auntie B talk that thing just now, I agree with her 100%.
Say,
if ground never settle down, not fall in love. You know why? Love where they stand for shaking ground, they too strong.
hmm,
You know, understand? You must not be, mean say now you go get past or now you'll be the head, but it good make you do all right.
hmm,
You feel do all right because if you do all right,
hmm.
you go any decision where they make when you balance, it is hard.
I
You
dey look
know.
this woman, Bill. It be like
Mm.
saying na fasting don't make am come dry like this. Eh? As I dey look am, it be like say e don fast tire. They fast and pray, make this guy come back, come marry am. Eh? Because I don't see the reason why be say this very pretty girl before. Look am, see how she be before. You know, see am.
Oh, wow.
You know, see am. Now how she be before be that for that side. Look am now. Not be Ronu thinking, fasting and praying. Say okay, which day this baba will come back, we can do this marriage.
Uncle
They
can go
tell
carry
everybody.
money.
You dey post am for Facebook every day, say my husband. You dey call am my husband. Another thing when we need to address be you. Why you go dey call person when you never marry my wife, my husband?
Auntie
Una
B,
never marry.
if I talk now, you go say you don't can enter religion. Make I tell you, this girl, this lady, if she dey here now, she go say, let me tell you, sometimes, no, it's not justification because there's no justification. The decision is still yours. Religion, they mislead a lot of people. When these things start to dey happen, she go not get one person where they pray for her, tell and say, that man, now your husband, leave her, just give me 2 weeks. I'm telling you, he will come back to you. He will come back to you. They go begin to prophesy for your head. He will come back to you. So at the end of the day, I know somebody when the guy when he born for, tell her 101, say, because nobody say now promise marriage. The guy tell her say, listen, I know go marry you, will not get married something, right? If the person now church when he go, they come start to dey collect money from him hand. The person come dey lean, dey fast, dey talk say, that man, he must come back to me. The person they tell you physically say,
He
he
no
don't
wan
want
marry you.
you.
You see the you dey believe
Eh?
a prophecy.
One prophet wey one make they come in church, they put you for fasting, they tell you say, he will come back to you. Person when the thing dey high, they tell you say, he not deceive you. Say that one a different case. So I just give example. So
Yeah,
what am I trying to say here? Most of all these things, when people this matter, this spiritual matter wey dey talk every day here, no
yeah,
be joke o, Auntie B.
yeah.
This thing no be joke. Some people once they don't tell them say, stay there, he will come back, he will turn the hand of time, he will do now. So the person do the first prophet first chop am 2 years. He come up for that first prophet, he enter the next one. Not be say prophet like prophet, I mean pastor. Man use the word pastor, not even prophet. Pastor
But
now
wetin you
he
wan
use.
believe now? You see, wetin you want, the desire of your heart. When you come see person wey dey reaffirm am to you, you
Right.
go believe am because now
You
wetin
go
you sef want.
right.
Now wetin you
So
want, na they tell you. So you go dey put
uh-huh,
money for there.
for
So
there.
when they say they go, in tell the man make come meet am for Zion. Now Zion, they say they dey call the church. How the
Okay.
Zion want to force Anna to marry am? The Zion want force the guy to come marry am. Eh? They're
Huh.
the first person to marry. How that one
Yes.
won't work?
Huh? So all these things now waiting they there, they control their mind. So not be ordinary hand. That's why they try to explain these things. Sometimes that's why they did difficult for those of us, people here that know the reality to the comprehend. Say, how can somebody wait for 20 something years? Do you
25
understand?
years.
It is very difficult for us to comprehend. Do you understand? It's because when I mean not be ordinary and not be say spiritual, there's ordinary and but now waiting they don't the rain where they don't put their self on that thing. Eh? They repeat one prayer 100 times. I don't tell people, God say my ear not too far from me, not too short to listen. You go to repeat one thing 10 times. I say, God now, OD. God not be audio. How can you be repeating something every time, every time, every time, every time?
And you know another thing, I wish you not put her mind for this man when you go abroad. So I don't know the kind of abroad where you go again now. Maybe she for don't see another person.
Where
How long
better
did they take go
person
see?
say?
Man,
No
not
be
for
even
Nigeria.
where better person. No be joke. Where
I
better
love with this
person.
one. I love we go
Uh-huh.
call this one. I don't know what to call them. She I love with this one. I've been
Uh-huh.
waiting.
So at the end of the day, today now, we did there with the see as love the party don't start. See bedroom, see men.
I beg, make una know the men now they here now. More than know they promise what I not go do. And now good. Women mind not too strong like men own. Job and ben yini tori alone. If you don't want to marry person, no go tell and say, no matter how much she press you. Because I know say we women too, they say, will you marry me? My mother said you come and see. My parents are asking no, kiniko. If you know you don't want to marry somebody, brothers, please don't promise them marriage.
Yeah,
Don't.
Auntie B, let me quickly clarify that.
Welcome, Brother Patrick. Good evening, sir.
God bless you, my sister. It doesn't take a while for a man to decide this is who I'm going to marry. I'm
Okay.
going to put it out there for ladies. It doesn't take 2, 3, 4 years. If you are dating a guy and the guy keep, you know,
Promising.
promising, and never made a move, you better be out. And that's what I'm going to tell all my children too as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take a while for a man to say, this is who I am going to marry. Whoever is just messing with you, like Steve Harvey, I listen to Steve Harvey a lot. You always say, after college, no more boyfriend and girlfriend. And that's the
Abi?
truth. After
Mm-hmm.
university, you graduated, you are still
Yeah.
dating a guy, you are 23, 24, 25. You are still dating a guy and just talking about boyfriend and girlfriend. That means you guys are not ready to be committed to each other. Maybe you are just carrying alone. And if I don't see you finish, you don't enter, the guy won't be serious again.
Hmm.
You guys have to, one of my friend, I'm not gonna mention name, the daughter, she's even a doctor, was dating somebody for 5 years. The man kicked him out, said, no, don't mess with my daughter anymore.
5 years is a long time, oh.
Yes. The guy who were discussing said he was mad. Even though the guy brought his parents and was still saying, giving one excuse or the other. What are you waiting for?
No. He will not marry her eventually.
Yes. The girl is going to get married soon this year.
Yeah. Most long-term courtship like that don't end up in marriage.
I'm not
Most
saying
of the time.
you will not take time to know each other, but why prolonging for long?
This one was 25 years, Brad Patrick.
I can't even believe that. That's
I've never seen a thing like that before in my life. 25 years. Ah, hey, ìyẹn lágbára o. In fact,
what
ẹ̀rù bà
kind of
mí.
relationship is that? Who is
I don't
involved?
know.
Are they dating or what are they doing? What kind of?
She's calling him husband. She said, my husband, my husband, my husband. Obviously, there was no formal arrangement, no marriage, nothing. The guy came and showed up with a younger woman.
Auntie B, now two people I know for this US, eh? The
Eh,
first time where they travel, go meet
mm,
the guy, whether they
eh,
talk to online, now they
eh.
engage them.
You
You
see?
there with see,
You
Auntie B,
see?
I know they tell you they say story. Just yesterday, yesterday, me and the person they would talk. I said, how be the first time you went to see this guy in Dubai? The guy did Nigeria, but the guy flew from Niger to Dubai, right? This girl now Niger person here, she go Dubai. The very first time we meet this guy, now this guy engage. And what am I trying to say here? Well, if a man won't marry you, whether now for real, whether now from pre-play,
You don't need
it only
5 years.
25 years. So I support what Brother Patrick is trying to say there. So regardless of the excuse where they give you, if man won't marry you,
Yeah,
he they know. If you don't know from the beginning, before 1 week, 2 weeks, you already know say this sticky go strong. Except now don't they use another TT run, you
Brother
know.
Patrick, that your friend's daughter. I'm sure that one, this is what some men usually do. When they now realize that the person is going, they will now start doing that they are serious. Did he come back to say,
No, no. It was a very strong decision that block the guy and say no, 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 no. We don't want that. Even the parents were involved, so you can't be doing that. It was even the father that stood his ground. At the be, one thing I find out in life, we are not kids. Even when we are growing up, most people that we saw they are married and thought this would be the best marriage ever, they end up divorcing.
of course,
Meanwhile,
long courtship.
people that
Yeah,
would look down on and say these people, you find out that their marriage even lasted.
yes,
So
true.
marriage is a different phase in life, and to be
Mhm.
it's different entirely. Like Ola would say that this thing is not your mate.
Emotions than your mates.
It's not your
I
mate.
like to say emotions than your mates.
So it's a different ball game. And like I said in the last this thing, so we all have our baggages that we brought in. We now begin to expose it and we show it ourselves. This is what I brought. Oh, you brought this. This is what I brought in. Are you going to hide my way? Are you going to throw this away? It's a different game.
Let me ask you, Brother Patrick, how long did you date your wife before you married her?
Ah, it's not up to 1 year, 1 year and a half. Let me
I
just
married Daddy one under 6 months.
see.
Or Daddy one married me under 6 months.
I
And
said
I dumped a guy that I was dating for 2 years because he was not willing to move forward. When I met Daddy one under 6 months, we were married.
I said it in Ola. platform, I've been ghosted before. So even the person that ghosted me now, she cannot even call me my name.
About to say he was ghosted.
Yes.
Brother Patrick, you chop breakfast.
Breakfast.
I've been ghosted before. I've been served breakfast.
Hot.
No, it's me that served breakfast. Oh. No. It's a real story. Oh. You know, because after you service in Nigeria, your parents expect you to get married. So I was meeting this guy. We were doing love in Tokyo. Every day I'll be saying, "Oh boy, what's going on?" I would say, "No, I'm not ready." Oh, he had a list. He was kind up and down. Must do list. He was calling them. I say, my mom was putting pressure. Let's get married. This guy was not serious. I serve and breakfast.
No, my own case, the lady just disappeared.
She disappeared.
Yeah, nowhere to be found.
He serve you well.
The person that want to marry you don't need that long. Yeah.
One and a half year. I'm married. I was married.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't take me time, like I said. It was as if this was prepared already for me. Yes, like
it will feel right. It will just feel right. You will know. You will know.
I deal with men, you know. I deal with men, you know. So I know what men want. It doesn't take longer time. Please, ladies, don't let somebody just
waste your time.
Yes, waste your time. Both of you can sit down and plan. He said, "Can you work together except they agree?" Even people said, you know, it's better for you to marry than, you know, to die in, you know, to die in passion. To born in passion.
I don't know how she survived 25 years though, with the boyfriend being abroad though. I don't know how she survived it. I don't know.
You know,
that was a long time, a long distance courtship again.
It has become emotional and mental issue.
Everything was tested in Chinasa's life. Her mental health, emotionally, and to think of the way people will be shading her. Ara Dugbo. When is Ikena coming back now? Which then I go do this wedding now? You know Nigeria now, no boundaries.
And let's face it. How many women I knew that have deleted because of what we are talking about?
It's true. It's serious. It's very serious. That's why we are talking about it, Brother Patrick.
Yeah, I know a lady in my church. It got to her that she deleted herself.
Oh my God.
So it's a serious issue. Especially women. Most women, I'm not going to say all the women, most women cannot even handle it.
At 46, she'll be thinking, where am I going to start from?
Oh, she's 46 now.
That's what they said, that she's 46.
Let's allow Professor Ola to teach us.
Man of prestige, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's. How are you?
People have done your Valentine already. I saw you on Lola. Is Lola a compare? I saw her holding mic.
Yeah, she does that once in a while.
Really?
MC
Lola. Do it now to come and do MC. I say, so because you see me, I stand here. I sit every day. I'm running my mouth. You think I can do MC?
Yeah. Could they it's public speaking, Abi. My brothers, happy Valentine's to you.
Happy Valentine's Day, bro.
Yes, sir.
Love is a beautiful thing. May you tell us more.
I know it is.
Bio is preaching love is a beautiful thing. So Bio is in love. You can tell. That's why he's singing.
I'm going to struggle to hang. I don't use that hold my phone. I don't know where I want to put her.
Love is a beautiful thing.
Love is a beautiful thing. So if I say love is sweet, you.
Love is sweet too.
Unnecessary. But this day, Shanti B, the cap did this big. The cap. People don't want to meet them anymore. People can get it by myself. I can do bad all by myself. Both sides, men and women. That's what they're doing these days.
Before you proposed to Lola, before you married her.
Well, we were in college. We were in what you would call university. 3 years. 3 years. One of those years was my last year in college, and maybe 2 years after that, I proposed.
So you dated for 5 years?
No, we dated for 3 years. No, we dated for 2 years, and I proposed. 2 years, sorry. I proposed 2 years in, and then between the proposal and the wedding is 1 year.
Okay, that's all right. At least you were in college, so there's an excuse. Not that you were established already, working and everything set, and you were, We
were very young. She wasn't expecting it at all. Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those situations. But
it's been a 90 days rule officially. Sorry, bro, I'm not trying, but it's 90 days rule. That's why in the US, you see they tell you 90 days rule. So the official timeline, anything from 90 days is okay. So, because if you are ready to fall in love, 90 days is enough. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, it's tricky when you're a man or a woman of a certain age. You don't have time to be fooling around,
Right.
right? When I say man or woman of a certain age, the clock is counting for you at 25. It's just the reality. But when you're under 25, that means if you start dating somebody at 18, 19, 20, potentially even at that, it's very dangerous because oftentimes you find people. This one story from last week. I actually covered that story on my channel. This guy had been dating this lady for 4 years. They were actually in university in Nigeria. At about 4 or 5 years into it, when he wanted to propose, he proposed out of pity, so that it doesn't look like he used her. Pity. So that it doesn't look like he used her. He didn't want people to start saying, "Oh, so you used her and then you dumped," and then the proposal out of pity. The marriage did not last, of course.
It would not last. It wouldn't. It would have been better not to even marry her at all than to propose out of pity.
Yes. There was the segment where I was talking about finding yourself, self-discovery. I said this. He was advising people on self-discovery. I said that's not self-discovery issue. It's just the journey you have to go through. Because again, what do you tell an 18, 19-year-old that met in university and they like themselves, but then time is going, right? And then by the time he's proposing, in that moment, he's not thinking it's pity. He's now reflecting. That's why he's saying it was pity, right? He probably like, I can't leave her just like that. Let me just propose, right? So it's just a very dangerous thing when it's overly extended.
Someone out of pity, you can't. How is it going to work? You're going to have to. What do you think that after you marry, then you're not going to live together? You won't share things together.
You see, every time you go through crisis, you will always reflect back to, is it because we're meant to be together? Because everybody will go through crisis in marriage, right? So every time you go through that, you will now start to wonder, it's just dangerous. You want to make sure that things like that are not lingering around when you're marrying a person, because you're already going to be tested anyway. But that was that story, So I think it's to just linger around and be doing it years upon years upon years. It's very dangerous. Don't do it. Don't do it to anybody. Let people go figure themselves out, and then they can come back. If you're still available, then you can consider it.
What do you think about this case that we are looking at? 25 years sponsoring and spending money to send them abroad to better themselves and coming back to serve you breakfast.
Listen, in love and war, all is fair. I'm sorry.
No, it's not. Not on this occasion. It's not fair. It's definitely not fair, Ola.
I know. It's tough,
25
right?
years is a lifetime.
I understand what you mean by it's not fair, but there's nothing we can do about this. I saw a bunch of people talking about spirituality. That one, if there's any repercussion of spirituality to happen in the spiritual realm, here right now, nothing. You can't do anything about this.
Don't say that, though. You don't know what.
So let me ask this, Ola, my friend. Ola, my friend, let me ask you this. Let's just say this lady, for instance, okay, in question, happen to be your blood relative, like a blood sister, okay, and you, with this, your ideas and everything that you have now, let's say you notice that she's waiting for somebody for 20-something years. All this why? Would you have said something, or you would just be watching?
That's a very tricky question. I'll tell you like this. When how do you say that in English? A prophet has no honor. If it's my sister, if it's my family, they have a tendency not to listen to you. More so because you're that close, right? That's number one, right?
But I want to see what you would do. Yeah,
nothing. This is love. This is love and romantic love.
I want to stop it. I just want to see what will you do. Will you accept something or not?
Love.
Okay, maybe I used the wrong word. This is people's emotions, right? It's like
maybe she loved him, but he never loved her. I don't think he loved her.
No, not that type of love at all. We're not talking about real or true love now. We're talking about what most people consider love is, right? I love you. I love you. Like, I love you, so I will destroy myself to love you. That's not love. You can't give what you don't have, right?
Absolutely.
So it's if it's my sister, right? I'm like, what's going on? I might start a conversation off like that, right? What's going on? Then it's up to her to take the bait and share a little bit, right? And I can say, like, don't you want to consider, like, let everyone figure themselves out first? Don't you want to consider that, right? Because at the end of the day, you can't control what people do. you can only offer your advice, right? But the advice is of less and less value the closer you are from a family standpoint to a person.
That's the
Because
difference between a man and a woman. If it's me, if you put that question to me, Bill, what will I do if it's my family member? I'll tell her, girl, move on. He's not going to marry you. You are wasting your time. When are you going to realize it? When you are 40, you are still waiting for a man. Are you normal? Are you okay?
Yeah. So because of what we do, we can't tell people what to do, right?
Yeah, I tell people what to do all the time. I love telling people what to do, especially my family members. If it was my sister, like Bill was saying, of course I'll tell her.
How has that worked out so far in the past? Did they usually take such advice, or do you have any example of those?
No, they may not take it. They may not take it, but if they don't take it and a thing like this not happen, I will know in my conscience. I'm not going to say I told you so. I'll try not to say that. But in my conscience, I will know that I warned you. I told you. Because they say loving eyes don't see. You said just now, what you don't have, you don't give to someone.
Right.
You are loving someone who doesn't love you. You are hurting yourself to love someone else. I can see clearly because I'm not romantically connected to that person. And I can tell you that it's not going nowhere.
So Auntie B, my angle is a little bit different. We have the same intentions, but my angle is a little bit different. Yeah. My angle is that if I have a word of advice, it will usually, I need it to accompany that they decided it themselves, right? So I want to be patient with them. I want them to feel, if they're not ready to make a decision right now, if they're ready tomorrow, I want them to feel safe to come to me tomorrow and say, I'm really thinking about this. It looks like what you said. After this, I assessed it. I need to move on, right? I need it to be their decision because I feel like that message will land better than me becoming a pillow talk topic tomorrow, because that happens too. The guy will just call tomorrow, and then you become the pillow talk. And and by the way, your advice might still be the valid thing. It will still bite them in the butt, right? Yeah. But I'd rather make the decision for them, help them get to a place where they made the decision themselves, as opposed to it, looking like I help them make the decision. You know what I'm saying? It's very tricky, Sha. Yeah.
I don't mind being the pillow talk, as long as I know it's coming from a good place. This is someone that I love. She's my family member. And I'm watching out for their best interest, even though they are not looking out for themselves. They don't know, what they should do. So I don't mind. Let me be their pillow talk. Fine.
But that's not the goal, and to me, the goal is to help her make a decision that worked over time. The goal is not that we are right. We don't need to be right in this. Yeah. We need to help them get to a decision that's actually beneficial for them. Those are two different goals. If my goal is that I'm right, I want you, right? Me too, I'll do the same thing you did, but that's not my goal.
Okay, let's leave that for a minute. They say hair has no fury like a woman scorned. Yeah? You were saying a minute ago that there's nothing she can do. If it's spiritual, then there's nothing she can do. But actually, she can do quite a lot. Because she did say that she was going to go. She said she will show up in his house. She can fight him. Maybe not physically. She can do other things. I don't know. But why do you think that a man would...
If I served you hot breakfast and you show up at my house, you may just collect woto. It's a bad idea to show up in my house. If I serve you breakfast after dating you for however long you want to tell the whole world, right? And then somehow you didn't discover in all those years that Kosi Onombe, and then you want to show up at my house, you will regret doing that. See, you might think you are mad. My madness may be more than yours.
He owes her. Don't you think so?
Hoes beating. She don't want me.
No, I don't want you allowed. He's owing her.
You talking about all the money they spent together and all this stuff, right? I get it.
Not spent together. No, not spent together. She stole her mom's money to pay for his way to go abroad. That's a debt. You need to repay it.
Is it actually stealing?
May the Lord let me, Ola, please.
I can't see any empathy from Ola.
May the Lord protect us and protect our children, our sisters from a deceitful man.
Amen.
The reason why I'm saying this is, in this case, we know that these things started going by the years. If you remove 25 from 46, so you're going to get 21. Thank you. So let us now be logical in our reasoning, as always. At 21, this lady was still young at love. Okay? She was still young. Let us use the Nigerian factor, because at 21, in the Nigerian context, at that time, 20-something years ago, at least 20-something years ago,
Right.
Until B, we confirm that all those 21 years, they never too sharp that time. You understand? So they don't know what's up, but they're not really too, deep in it. So with that being said, this man may, or probably, we don't know how long he was deceiving her for. Kept deceiving her, telling her, I dey come, I never get document, I need to get this one. Don't worry. Different stories. And as she continued to wait from 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, put in mind that as a Nigerian girl, she might even have waited like first 10 years, not really like a big deal, because you wait now, TV. Because wait now.
Say wait happen 10 years is no big deal. Do you know how quick a woman's biological clock is?
That's a big deal now.
At her age. So what am I saying here? Do we know the binding foundation of this deceit? You remember on TV those days, they used to use needle to press this finger. And use another needle.
They won't tell that part of the story.
To press the other finger.
What does that even mean, Seth? All those kind of covenants.
I said, this spiritual and community money. It don't mean anything anymore.
Look, so they will say, you lick my own. You lick my own, I lick your own. Right? So when you lick my own, I lick your own.
They know the part.
Only one way you lick when you did secondary school. What did that one mean?
And maybe I don't lick up.
You don't lick anyone.
God forbid bad thing. God forbid. People do it. And they hold themselves accountable to it for years to come. They will say it's because of the person we have another person. They say it's because of that thing.
It's a covenant. People.
So that man is a very deceitful man. Not like it's a justification, but he's being very deceitful.
See the part the part I didn't say,
as
right?
As a man, if there's anything we should take out from today's lesson, is this. Whether 25 years you call it, whether 30 years, if you are a man and you have ever promised a woman marriage, with an intent not to ever marry that woman, kneel down and ask God for forgiveness. Because you are playing with somebody's life. Do you understand me? You are toying with somebody's life.
It's not just, it's a whole lot of toying.
I have not seen, I have not seen why a man who knows that he's not going to marry somebody will deceitfully tell the person. Because this man,
you tell her to
wait. He didn't know or he knew. Or is he capable of knowing or anything in between? Did he know or he didn't know? No, Bio just said something now. He said he didn't know.
Going to marry her now.
Okay, so he knew that he wasn't going to marry her, and then he went ahead and deceived her for all those years.
Somebody else.
And then he came back and married somebody. All right, good.
Married a younger woman.
I know exactly what I am talking about. Listen, I understand. It's crazy. Even himself, he will collect last. Listen, people that do that, there's a video I will cover tomorrow where I predicted this lady filing something here in the United States where she got pregnant for the houseboy, and then this guy that's dating Portia Williams, right?
That Nigerian guy.
Yes, guy. I predicted this August 2021. I will review it tomorrow. They can't last. Yes, that's 2 days ago. This kind of, not Portia and the Nigerian guy, the ex-wife of the Nigerian guy and the houseboy that she got pregnant for.
Oh, she got pregnant for houseboy.
Yes. So this kind of things can't last. But we can't afford, you ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. You can't afford to count on that. Protect yourself. When it comes to romantic stuff, anything goes. If there's spiritual repercussion or consequences, it will stay in the spiritual realm. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you show up to people's houses because somebody did worry for you, their worry may be bigger than yours. It's not advisable. Protect yourself is all I'm saying.
Manilola said, Ola, you're not being fair. You could have left her after 5 years, 10 years.
An ungrateful person is always an ungrateful person. That man, even though he had gone ahead to marry this woman, she would have still married somebody else.
This said, Ola, please don't use English and semantics to confuse us.
It's not that confusing. People collect breakfast like this, like for life. It's not that confusing. That is Yoruba, Nigerian English I just told you.
25 years, the food never rotty.
No, I'm not saying. Listen. Okay, it was what the guy wasn't. Let me start like this. The guy wasn't nice. Okay, the guy wasn't nice. It's terrible behavior. Instead, go collect. But that we can't count on that. You can't keep counting on that.
All you're saying is that we need to be responsible for ourselves.
Yes.
And not give people that burden to look out for us when we don't care for ourselves and our own.
25 years. I have to ask you, what were you doing? I'm sorry. This is Ola now, man of prestige. I have to ask you that I'm talking to. 25 years when I know that this is Obodooyinbo, like, let's just listen to story. No. Now, let's stop the cap for a second. 25 years, there's a lot that was going on. There's got to be quite a bit of signs that something is off, something was wrong with that relationship. There are situations where you just don't see it coming. I understand.
I think Ola has been very logical. We are in our feelings, we're emotional here. Dee said, I agree with Ola, his friends does not care about our feelings. We have to protect ourselves. I agree on this.
That's all I'm saying. You're writing this near now.
But it still hurts. It hurts.
I know. This thing hurts. You did not hear about Patrick's story just now. You thought it wasn't here. Breakfast hurts now.
Papa is saying short breakfast.
No. Brother Patrick was a case of fraud.
How is it fraud?
She vanished.
The woman ghosted him.
Brother Patrick bread number. They say this number you're trying to reach is not available at the moment. Brother Patrick goes, this one. You know the way brother they say she vanished into tea. Have you not? Brother Patrick, please correct me if I'm wrong.
Anyway, she was the one that found me out again.
She found you again.
But meanwhile, I was married.
Did she explain where she went to, Brother Patrick? Please give us the full details.
No, Brother Patrick said she can't call him by name anymore.
Because when my daughter was in university, his son was just starting primary school, so you can see the difference.
So what did she say happened? Did you ask her? I like closure. Me, I will ask.
Why not? She just, like she just felt, well, let her enjoy herself. I'm not ready.
Yeah, she was not ready to marry.
But she was having some issue too. She came back to me. I was saying to her, look, after some time,
you had moved on.
Yeah.
You know what? Me, I believe that if it didn't happen, it's because God did not have a hand in it. He didn't want it to happen.
Exactly.
The guy made himself breakfast. Did he regret it? Of course he regretted it. He kept telling people that I dumped him.
You see, he's telling his own story now. He's telling his own story. Maybe he even added to it that you stole his money too. I'm not saying the person's lying. I'm just saying people will tell those stories from their own perspective, and sometimes it's not as accurate.
No, and Ola, this one was not a question of. I make my cards on the table. I want to get married.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to get married? No, I don't want to get married. You can.
He will say, he will say you dumped him because of money. There are men doing that right now because he wasn't ready and you were not ready and you couldn't wait. There is a way you can twist that story around now.
Ola, let me tell you the honest truth. As far back as the time I'm talking about, if you had even promised me that, okay, look, babe, I love you, but I'm not there yet. Give me some time. Let's go together. I will, because I'm a lover there. I will surrender.
Thank God you never did that to Auntie Bill. That
Thank
was
God,
one chance. Now one chance you put you.
They will come use this kind of story, scare you to wait for 25 years.
Bill, you know this, my brother. You know, he go even tell me, say, he say, never ready. If you want marry, I bet she still want marry you. When you marry you, I say, me no, me like this. I get car. You know, get car. They use like car.
That Auntie Big under.
That time, that my under.
Auntie B, that will even help his story.
Under, like they tell me, wait like that.
I don't get that under.
He will say because he didn't have a car, you dumped him.
You know where they use Legady's bench. They tell person where they drive car.
I don't mind.
He will say, what's wrong with Legady's? She be now for the time being.
Okay, I got house now with them. I said, like, I don't stay from woman's house. God forbid. Very proud on top of nothing. I say, hey, really? I say, okay, no, Allah. I don't talk. Allah to show me home to try. I don't talk. Next thing, yes, I'm married. When he yes, I'm married, he won't fit. Because they run up and down, they tell everybody, say, I don't pan. I say, but you don't want married now. You tell me, say, you get to-do list. Until you achieve all those lists. Me, I get a biological clock. I don't feel they wait for you to do to-do list. What if you finish doing all your to-do list, you don't marry me? Me, I go to hang, they wait for you.
You see?
You finish. No way.
Yeah,
you see?
What
I have my breakfast nicely.
From Auntie B's story, women, they see the future than the men. Yes. Women, God has given them that power to see the future. And it's now left for you to use it. And you know, like the case of that girl you just mentioned, the girl story. Only few men keep to their promises, especially when they cross to their abroad. Auntie B.
Thank you.
Most of them change. Let me give you a story of a lady in my church. You know, she was not ordained because she was the second wife. Very pretty and nice lady. And I was friends. Said, "Brother Patty, let me tell you my story." She sponsored somebody abroad. She was deceived for more than 10 years. Then she got a visa. Her parents gave her money. She went abroad to go and look for the person. She came to England. Now found out that the person was married, has children. This lady almost spy.
She almost spy.
Thank God for the parents who were able to help her. She came back to life. She got married to an elderly man as a second wife.
Chineke.
Yeah, she got married to another. She has a grown kid. But then the way they looked at her, the children were, we can't do this for you, can't ordain you, and we can't give you a position because you're a second wife. So
imagine. Somebody is saying something here, Brother Patrick. I want you to address this before you go. You sound really tired. Thank you, sir.
This is a good one.
Is saying that we are minimizing the role of the ministry. Zion is what they call the place that she was calling out the guy to come and meet her in Zion. She said, "Meet me in Zion now. Meet me in Zion now." So I mean, I don't know, what role do you think?
Wait. She told the guy to meet in Zion.
He said she was telling the guy, "Come and meet me in Zion now.
Right.
Come to Zion now. I'm waiting for you in Zion. If you think you're going to leave, you'll go nowhere.
True.
I know. Meet me in Zion." So people said that the Zion is a ministry in somewhere in Lagos. So this person is saying, first of all, is saying we are minimizing the role of Zion, like the ministry. I don't know.
Spirituality? Is that what I mean?
Was Zion involved in their relationship?
Yeah, you can't blame. You can't blame. Listen, you can't blame your own comprehension of life on your circumstances, on your own comprehension of life. You owe yourself. I know this is tough.
What if Zion promised her to wait for the guy?
I said it from the beginning that please, 25 years of waiting for somebody is not an ordinary wait.
Bill, I have a question for you on this 25 years matter.
I have
a question for you.
Yes.
If
guys, if this young lady, you are enjoying this brothers conversation, we have a full house of brothers tonight, which is rare. Give us a thumbs up, oh.
If this young lady had a father in her life that was very active, and she goes to this father and say at the, let's say, 9-year mark, and have this conversation with her, do you think this story will go in this direction?
It depends, because one, it would have helped her. Okay, it would have helped her based on how the father will handle it. And let me tell you, go further to answer that question by putting myself as a parent of such a girl who is madly in love or whatever. See, let us be factual about this. It's easier said than done. If we have a brother or a sister in this situation, we'll be very passionate about this issue. That is just the
What do you mean by passionate? Have empathy?
Passionate in the sense that even that your first answer when you say we just talk na lie, it will never happen like that. Because especially
you are invested in it.
You invested in it, especially when you love somebody and you see clearly that whatever that person is doing or whatever is surrounding him. Now, where we are different is that, or where people are different, some people will react and they will lose it. Me, I won't react to lose it. How will I do that? Number one, I will support you, my sister, and say, this man, you must marry him, but you go marry him today. Not be even tomorrow. Today, we want to make sure you marry this man. So I'm going to do things that will show you clearly that this man is not ready for you.
Okay.
What are the things I'm going to do? Number one, I'm going to tell you, because for a man that I promised somebody and using the person to play, must I be giving flaces excuse that don't hold water, that don't hold grants. It could be saying, based on document, based on this, based on that.
Abroad, easy.
Yes.
I will come.
Thank you. I will come. This one not day, that one not day. Because I have seen this happen in a real life situation. Where the guy was a banker in Nigeria and took bank money and went to Germany way back in late 80s or early 90s. And while he was leaving, he already had a girl that was pregnant for him. So the girl had to move into his parents' home, gave birth to that boy, the child, in his parents' home. We attend the same Catholic church. This person I'm talking about here. This boy, the boy of this guy that went to Germany, at the time I knew last then, was almost 15 years old boy, grown-up boy. His papa never come from Germany one day.
And the woman still dey wait.
I said, not just wait, they wait for inside the papa house. Are you hearing me? During that 15 years, this thing I'm talking on live, this is my face. Thank God I didn't mention anybody. They watch it, they will say, nah, this person they talk about. What happened was, the boy even lost his own father during that 15 years period of time, right? He did not come for his father's burial. In fact, so even hard on top of this matter, there was even a rumor going on within the our local community that his father even died because of the pressure from bank that the son paid money.
He took money.
Thank you. That the bank have arrested the father one time. All those pressure like by the guy papa. So these are rumors. I'm not saying that those are facts. Just to give you factual experiment, true case scenario. So see what ended up happening. At the end of the day, I end up making friends with this person. I found him years later on social media. He is married to a German woman. He has 2 daughters with a German woman.
Hey.
See, this thing I'm telling you, I'm not saying they read down for a magazine. When I went to Nigeria, which year to bury my mom, his own blood sister, the 2 of them, they even attended the ceremony. So you know how close we are. So what am I trying to explain to you here? I'm just using that as a case study for you to understand something.
Did he forget that he had a girl that they're living with his parents?
Auntie B, when you wait now, that's what I say. What I know is what I will say. So when I saw him and his 2 grown-up white girls and the white woman on social media, this was like 4 years ago. Then last 2 years or so, I saw him. He has visited Nigeria multiple occasions, maybe 2 or 3 times. Because this story is old story. So when I saw it, I was flipping through his page. If I could see the son he had with that lady
of that time,
or even that girl's picture. Because this is how many streets from our house. So I know the family very well. But I didn't see that on social media. So I was not like, well, you know, maybe they had that side or what eventually happened. But what I can guarantee you, he never went back to that lady. In fact,
of course not.
This person I'm telling you, they don't even need to tell you. If you watch his Facebook, his conduct with the white lady, the love is 100%. You know what they say? You see, if you don't know his other part, you say, see, he's a black man that's well married to this white, what they call it, German lady.
So what's supposed to happen to that girl and the son now living with his parents? So any chance that she has to even remarry herself, don't cancel because she's living with in-law when they didn't marry, when he didn't even come back.
Yes. So this is something that, you know, we all witness. And here is the thing. As Brother Patrick indicated somewhere, we are missing that part. We call this Obodoyibo TV. The reason why we share our views most times are always different and sometimes a little bit difficult for people back home to comprehend without trying to shade anybody is because they don't understand. Few of them understand that, listen, once you've lived that third world into this place, there's a certain way you look at things. Whether you like it or not, you can all pretend about it. What I'm trying to tell you, this lady took this guy to the Obodoyibo. It's like me. When I go to Nigeria today, with due respect, I'm not trying to shade people in Nigeria. The moment I see some people when black say, I feel body odor. Sorry to say, it's not about money. Why am I trying to say this? Listen, it's I know that you want to stop me there, but let me tell you what I mean. When people move, that there's a big line between abroad and Nigeria.
Why do you make promises then? Why do you make promises?
So that is why we are not saying that this stupid man here now, he knew right from the time he entered this side that, oh Bob,
Is it in burger now? It's no
That
longer
girl,
there.
thank you.
Let me say
That
this.
girl, he was not
It
going to
doesn't
go.
make it right, oh. It doesn't make it
I'm
right.
not.
Now, people need to
No,
stop.
it doesn't make it right.
They need to stop
Nobody said
making
it's
these
right.
promises.
Right.
Okay, for example, now, I'm coming to you, man of prestige. Thank you, Bio, for that. That's a really good example. But you see, this one, the example you gave now is even worse than China's own. Because she's actually living with the parent. In Nigeria, when you live with your parents, you are married.
You're married.
That's a married woman there.
Yep. But let me tell you this, Auntie B. I can't tell you how many people I've picked up from the airport. People keep saying 25 years, right? 25 years, nobody beans. We all agree to that. 25 years is a long time. But it's also a time that can pass by really, really quickly, right?
Especially when they're document.
Listen. Listen. I can't tell you how many people I picked up from the airport that had a backpack like this coming from Nigeria. A lot of people, they don't know what they are coming into. So it's not far-fetched that they promised the girl still here with and they are coming with a visiting visa.
You're right.
Okay. So as much as you are saying you have empathy for that young lady, which I do have empathy. I'm sorry for not leading with that earlier, right?
Me too, yeah.
What about empathy for a man who has been here for 17 years, doesn't even see a path to papers yet, right? Even though he don't marry twice.
I'll back it up, please.
Right? There's a lot going on there. You can't use this.
When he finally found his way.
No, he hasn't. No, I didn't say he found a way yet. No, 17 years.
Yes, but he cannot find his way back.
No, I know. Listen, there's wickedness in this. There's no question.
Yes.
Okay? There's wickedness in this, right? But what I'm saying is that when we're hearing these stories, right, what we tend to do is this side is evil and this side is good. And it's not that clean. It's just not that clean, is all I'm saying.
There are shades of gray.
Let me clarify something. You know, I'm going to give you an analogy. You know, when you switch a switch of a light, and when the bulb is blinking, that bulb will soon die. You know, but when you bring light, that's a good bulb. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Yes. When you flip a bulb in a flipper, when it's blinking, so I'm gonna give
it will soon quench.
I have one sister, the same mother, the same father. Their first son is 43 years old now. He's married. You know, he was dating a guy. The guy was in Nigeria, was the one teaching our maths. Very smart guy. The mother is rich, and the mother, he came to US after secondary school. After secondary school, after university, the mother made him the director of his company. You know what the guy said? He said, no, I don't care about director. I want to go and marry my wife. He said, I don't care if you follow me. You know what he did? He came to Nigeria and married my sister. And went back to America, and my sister followed him.
Yeah. So some people do honor those promises, but it's rare.
Mother came back later with the family to come and do the proper everything. So that's what I want to bring out.
I mean, thank you, Brother Patrick. I'm looking at what Ola is saying regarding people who come here with so much expectation. Guys, give us a thumbs up, please. If you are enjoying this brotherly conversation, I'm the only woman among
with
them.
backpacks.
Yes, I support Ola on that one.
You know, what Ola said there, you know, that's why it's always good to have different opinions.
Yes.
Yeah. People come from the abroad. It's not all of us that had the privilege of coming here without, you know, with things together, you know, you're not running around. Visiting visa is the worst one. But people in Nigeria, some people are just so happy to get any kind of visa. They don't care.
Anyhow,
we'll figure it out along the way. But we know now, you know, I brought a lady here last week and we told her story about how she's been here 16 years without, you know, getting her documents, everything. You know how many messages I've gotten since then? I even have a lady I want to bring next week, 17 years her own. So many people like that. So it happens.
Yeah. So, and it's not, I'm looking at Mabel's comment just now that she just posted. It's not that the lady is not smart. This is life. That's why I keep calling it a game.
Is it hope? You think it's hope that kept her his love?
Yeah, she was not just smart. No, I don't think she wasn't smart. Like we said earlier, we should have empathy for her too, right? Most people you have but how many people do you know that want to leave their Yankee boyfriend? It's not that simple, is my point. Right? This is just life. Whenever you find yourself in this time, if it's 3 years later, 25 years later, find grace, find it, and dust yourself off and pick up yourself. It's going to be tough. It's easier said than done. It's crazy. It's hard. Can we imagine her not seeing this guy as evil? No, you will see her. She will continue to see her as evil, right? But I'm just telling you, this is life. And it's not as simple as, oh, that person is that evil or that. Listen, there are men that turn around and said that lady was sleeping with another boyfriend in Nigeria while I was busy hustling overseas to bring her over, right? Guess what I would tell the same guy? I was like, you chop breakfast. I'm sorry. Let's dust it off. Let's get it moving, right?
Well, I think you will really help us, because I think what will you say, given your experience in the United States, like what would you say would be the average number of years? Let's say, for instance, someone wants to jackpot from Nigeria, and the person is jackpotting with a visiting visa, for instance, and come in here. If they ask you, how many years will you say would be at least? I know it's not sacrosanct. You can't say it is exactly years, but on an average of how many years? I would say 5 to 10 years.
Well, obviously, I don't know the numbers. No, I would say 15.
Okay.
I would, just off of what I know, and I know people that buy on this matter.
Yeah.
No insurance, nothing.
You've answered the question. Thank you very much, sir. Do you know why I said thank you very much for answering the question? Because sometimes when we contribute on something, because RTB gave us more time, so my brain rewind and asked me one question like, if let's say, for instance, this guy really came to America, let's say, I don't know the country he went to, with a B1, B2 visa, and somebody that they won't gather money for him to do the visa come, which means he didn't even have money. So he need to come.
Or they sell house.
So he started at ground zero. You know what they call ground zero? So now at ground zero in the US, you come here with a B1, B2 visa. You already said it. At least we know people do it 5 years, 5 to 10 years, but let's just say, to be on the safer side, 10 to 15 years, right? So, which means those of you listening to me and looking at my face right now before I drop off this call, I want to let you know that if you have anybody that came to this country with a B1, B2 visa and is promising you marriage, know that that person first of all go on that lockdown.
Run for your life.
Run.
And you see, this is the thing about brothers. Brothers, you now don't see how a lot they talk. Brothers, they will be cutting it. No, they say it. Run, sisters. Run for your life. Run. Masa, no. Continue to run. Look back.
The reason I'm saying this is because in the US here, I've seen someone who was running too fast. And you know what the law is? The first case, when he take fire, that case, K-leg on day. And once there's K-leg, if you want to do it again, you first cure the K-leg that you already have. So because of that, the person have already given up. 18 years now and still counting. So what am I trying to say?
You remember, even there was somebody that wrote me. You can't remember. There was a brother that wrote me that said he's been in America. Obodooyinbo is not easy. Do we want to go and start talking about struggles that people go through? No, that's not. I feel like if we go to that route to start talking about, what it takes for you to arrive or for you to get to a point where you are able to even go back to Nigeria to say, okay, I promise you marriage, let me go and bring you. Then we will lose the focus. The point is that this lady was in Nigeria for 25 years and she took money that didn't belong to her. Allegedly, the mother deleted because of this money she stole to send this uncle abroad. So, for that 25 years, she was waiting. I don't know why, but she did. It wasn't a very smart thing. It wasn't the best thing. I don't know why, but she waited. He came back now and married a younger woman. She found out and she's on rampage on social media, cussing him out and swearing and saying, meet me in Zion, meet me in Zion. You promised me marriage. You have to settle me. Come and settle me. If you don't settle me, you will see me in your house. Allah was saying that going to his house is not going to solve anything. Yeah. As a woman, you can be emotional and you say, okay, let me go there. He must pay me today. But if you look at it logically, what's it going to solve if you go there?
Nothing.
So right in
I think it's a bad idea. You might get hurt. Don't go to people's house random willy-nilly like that.
You're right.
Allah, don't say that. So some people are ready to pay you.
That's what I'm saying. But we're saying the same thing.
No, like this woman is not reasoning now. She's not thinking straight to like
yes.
We're saying the same thing.
You know cases of acid on people. I don't know if I can use that here.
No, you can't, Patrick, but go ahead.
Sorry. That case of that water, you know what I mean?
That change color.
That water. So people use it a lot. So the guy should be very careful. And she might
Patrick, do you think he owes her? He should settle her.
Why not? Why not? Why can you do that? The guy owns the lady. So you they enjoy, come put that lady in that condition. Which you want makes the lady do? It's not good. It's not good.
He's an ungrateful guy. Trust me.
Does he owe her?
Nobody owes anybody when it comes to romance. I'm sorry, go.
Ola, that's not.
Right, that guy messed up now.
No, he messed up now. Don't get me wrong. He messed up. He messed up, but you use the language whole. It's dangerous to use that language. It's a very dangerous thing. Nobody should be going into a romantic relationship thinking somebody hold them anything. Nobody. It's all a privilege. Every moment you spend with your partner is a privilege. If you think of it the other way, you go collect.
It's not a privilege. He didn't spend any moment together. 25 years of separation. Which kind of moment spent? Did they spend time together? If they have spent time together, we're going to be having this conversation. It's 25 years of abandonment. Ola, what are you talking about?
Listen, we're okay. So listen, what you want me to say is that that's just a terrible behavior. It's a bad behavior. You're right. You're right. But that's precisely why I'm telling you now. Don't count on it.
Why are you saying he doesn't owe her?
Because in these things.
My love, how are you? So sorry. Are we taking Ola away? You guys need to go out.
No, we're going in 3 minutes. We have our own Valentine's show in 3 minutes, just so you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's Valentine's Day. Oh, so nice to see you, Lola. You look beautiful.
They say you look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Ola.
What I'm saying, right? What I'm saying is very simple, right? As human beings, we should have empathy. We should move like that. What I'm telling you is, if you're talking about romantic relations, you have to move a little bit more intentionally. Okay, this is all a privilege, so that you can serve, so you can give into it, right? Sometimes what it looks like in the short term is not what it's supposed to be long term. Later on, God is going to fight your battles at the end of the day, right? What I'm saying is that this happens a lot more than you think. When we're looking at one story, especially when you're thinking Yankee to local story, right? To Nigerian story, there's a lot of things there. So I'm sorry that lady went through that. It's terrible. 25 years is a long time. But the role I play in this conversation is that, what did we miss? What can we catch before we get to 25 years? 3 years, 5 years, 7 years in, right? Now we're hearing this story on the internet. Back 25 years ago, that's 1998, I know, because that's when I came back here, right? Back in 1998, there's no access to internet to hear this type of story. Now you know that if somebody is putting you on, it's coming like that.
It's coming.
It's coming. 25 years of it's coming. And
boats
have big time.
Auntie B, why can't the guy get married in the abroad?
I wonder. You see, that even hurts more. To be honest, the story.
No. Why did you come home?
Auntie B, it's even better for me.
Auntie B, even if that guy didn't want to marry that lady, that document that the lady paid for with her mother's money to bring him abroad after 25 years, he couldn't even say, let me use this as a payback and bring this woman here, even though, understand what I mean? He owes her a lot. So that's number one. Then number two.
Well, I don't agree with you. He owes
number
her.
two.
He owes her.
No, I got to that point. Ola is being very real. What Ola is trying to say.
Ola is behaving like a lawyer.
No. What Ola is trying to say is, Ola is trying to
sorry, Brabio. For the Prestige family in the house, we'll postpone 15 minutes just so you know, because I can't leave Auntie B hanging.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Continue.
Don't do me. It's taking me seriously.
So here's the thing. Yeah, what Ola is trying to do here is trying to make sure that the people on this show understand the risk they are taking when they make such decisions.
It's a cold world.
So what we are trying to do is trying to, make the lady feel a little bit okay. But here is the thing again. Like I said, is she complaining today because the guy came to marry, or have the guy been coming before and she did not complain until the guy is getting married? So these are two things we must look at here. Because
Rio, we can ask all the questions. We won't have any answers until we're able to get her here. And that's why we are looking for her. You know, we don't have answers to this because...
but the facts are showing for itself. How is the fact showing for itself? The facts are showing for itself because the video and announcement that she came out to do only came out while the guy was getting married to someone else.
I don't think he told her about the marriage. I think she saw the wedding pictures. That's
what I'm saying now. I said that was why she came out. She came out, right? Because she saw the wedding pictures. So, which means there is high possibility because man, when they are abroad, not get paper. Nobody first travel, he go to go marry.
Even the time that he wasted, 25
Thank
years,
you.
that he wasted.
He wasted there. So
he has to pay for it.
And let me be clear, that guy is cold. Let me be clear, that guy is cold, right? But again, for those of you listening to me, it's a cold world. I'm not encouraging
it. The guy must have been coming secretly, correct? To me,
no, I think so. I think he's like he knew exactly what he was doing, right? But the idea that you're just going to go and avenge yourself, no, you're going to have to leave this in the hands of God. It's one of those things.
Huh? If the guy had married somebody in the abroad now, was okay. Maybe he need Doko. That one not to add value. He used the Doko, go bring another person, the same person from the same place.
It's betrayal. It's a lot of betrayal.
Wait, when the guy did not have money, this guy he went to marry. I mean, know some men use their hand to draw what we kill them by them. How can you, if on a very good day, with this reality that I went to carry now, with this one stand for him?
No.
Let me talk to
now. This one is 20-something-year-old.
Tomorrow, he will come to look for us and say, I did everything. Auntie B, he will come here tomorrow and say, I married a woman from Nigeria. I did all this. I did all that. He left me.
Let me ask a question because I did miss some of the story, right? Will this case have a place in a small claim court?
They say it's starting. So a lot of people said in Kenya, somebody has won a case like that. She may have a case.
Or is it a case for the financial aspect of it or the actual? She may have a case in terms of money and resources stolen, but the other part, where would they make us have empathy today? No. The part that's creating this empathy is no, she doesn't have a case, right?
It depends now. That was why he was asking him to come to what they call that place. Martin or Fire BBS said he should come again.
Zion.
Zion.
Curses on him. She's not raining curses on him because he stayed too long to work. She needs something that works quicker than curses.
You know, the other side of this story, Auntie B, right, is the people that think they can get away with this kind of stuff, right? That's the other side, right? Yeah. The person that will serve you, the repercussion first is the person you went to get with. This person will ask sometimes later in the future, if you could do this to somebody else, they will be looking over their shoulder.
That's it.
That relationship you are creating is not safe.
No.
Yes.
Of
it's
course,
not safe.
Yes.
So that aspect, what I just said is not that spiritual, by the way. No. Everybody should stop talking spiritual stuff. Yes,
it's natural.
That person cannot feel safe with you. They will keep looking at like they're going to see this story too. Right? And every time they have a little crisis that naturally comes to every relationship, they will say, "This guy is not. I don't feel safe."
Yes.
So it's coming to him. The biggest of it is coming to him. We're worried about small claim and all this kind of stuff. I'm sorry the lady went through that, but listen, this thing is life is vicious. It's a cold world. I know, but that's where we are right now. Yeah.
So for that 25 years, no Kirewa. So this is another issue.
What she heard is that for 25 years, no Kirewa. She said,
"Ha." Bill, stop. Which kind of Kirewa?
No, wait now.
There's no Kirewa.
Auntie B, the reason why me ask that
Auntie B at 46 years old.
25 years, no Kirewa.
They are not married now. They are doing courtship.
No,
It's courtship.
not be for even if you not Kerewa, even if you Kerewa with that one not be illegal this thing and I still sin. So
Now she know the Kerewa. You just say this uncle know the Kerewa for where he did for wherever he did for the abroad.
and I she me they talk about now. So 25 years.
No Kerewa.
Thank you. Uh-huh.
Impossible.
So what
And it
you
not be
what you
19
want to talk
years
here? Auntie B, you got the way the area not clear. You got the coast B. Some things not let's understand because this matter don't come like say get small K leg.
You don't
Number
get any
one.
K-leg. You don't get K-leg, Bill. You don't
No,
get
no, no,
K-leg.
no. Auntie B is small K leg day.
Which one?
25
Which
years, not
K-leg?
be 25 days. So
For UK here, 25 years old, you don't graduate. You don't
now
finish
they tell you now. You don't
When they
know
marry.
masters. You don't they
25
work.
years.
You
So
don't ready to marry if you want marry.
let me tell you now, say that 25 years, are they telling me, or is she telling me that for 25 years,
She
no
probably
Kerewa?
didn't. She probably didn't.
Oh, Bill, why you can't carry us go carry what matter now? Why
This
you
is
go
what they
carry? Why?
ask.
Because of them be
Voila.
Valentine.
Because Kerewa for reset the girl head.
Bill, Papa, leave carry what matter.
No, Auntie B, today na lovers day. Kerewa they reset person head. You know why they talk am?
You know that is not the conversation whether they reset or reset brain. No,
No, it's a conversation because if need to say he don't he Kerewa come along the line, if I don't fall in love again, it's what I'm trying to tell you. He go forget that money. Eh?
I wish they carry somebody else.
It's possible, but it's possible that she waited too.
She's a Christian woman, you know.
Oh, different to be Christian be
Which Christian?
what to me?
If she be Christian woman,
Our Christians gonna know this thing more.
No, not this type of Christian.
she's a church goer because if not Christian,
look at her.
Not them.
Just
Auntie B, if you look this picture of this guy here, though they not tell us the country where he go.
Abroad there now. You know, see.
He be out there China. Be out there China. Hold on first.
Abroad.
Wait, I know what time we talking. Hold on now. You know why? Because we need to set things straight. This guy bagger with that girl mama money go also himself. Now for himself he go for. You understand? So when he reach there, being the criminal when he be right from that, you see, you cannot teach an old dog new trick at old age.
All the Igbo girls for here today, Bill, I don't know whether you don't join that time. Uzo and Dr. What be our lovely Dr. Ifi, he tell us, they say Igbo men, even the ones, especially the ones that are not educated, they like to marry doctor and women that are highly educated. It's a bragging right for them. Have you seen my wife? Have you seen my mommy? This is my mommy. You know, she's educated. One of my friends in Nigeria today told me that she her boyfriend, they call each other mommy and daddy. I said, what kind of wala is this name? She said that if she calls him baby, we say no, call me daddy. I'm a ring call. Oh, please. No, it's not right. Undo me, he's paying me for that lady because I know how Nigeria is. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's easy for you to say things like that. I know you're saying what is reality.
No, it's not easy. It's easier said than done. I always say that.
It's something that is cold and hard and unfeeling.
You're right. It's easy for me to say, but I always tell people it's easier said than done. Just they know.
The guy don't backslide long time before she even came to Nigeria.
Where did the day before where they backslide from?
No, I say he made up his mind long time ago before.
Right, I see. Okay.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. I agree with that.
It's long before, Pastor Sholari says one time, he said when he first came to US, and when he see babe, he said, wow, look at babe. Why go marry bad again now? But when he brain set, resets, he went home to bring his wife. You know what I mean? That's what we call responsibility.
Absolutely. It's not always easy, but I mean, there's still some dignity and honor in doing the right thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how some people can be so cold. The coldness in that guy, I don't understand it. That's some high level of coldness.
Let me ask you this question, Auntie B. Do you think this is possibly saving her from a lifetime of a cold person like that?
No. Maybe, but put it in context, Ola. This is Nigeria.
No, I'm in context. Do you think she's being saved from potentially? I know. I'm asking the what if. It's just a what if, right?
Let me tell you something. Even though he's saving her for a cold-hearted, whatever kind of guy he is, or he may be in the future, she will prefer. If you ask Chinasa, she will prefer to have that wedding first of all. Let it break, than for not to have the wedding at all. Lola, do you know what I'm saying? You know Nigeria now.
Yes, ma.
That wedding is important to her.
Yeah.
You're looking so lovely, Lola.
Thank you, ma. I want to be like you now. You look ravish in yourself.
I'm so sexy. No,
Thank you.
you're looking good.
Thank you,
Nice to
auntie.
see you. Man of prestige.
Yes,
Lola.
ma.
Oyinbo ẹ ti máa ń pọ̀ jù.
I know.
Oyinbo
náà ni Oyinbo sọnù.
I tell him all the time, don't I tell you?
Oyinbo ẹ ti ń pọ̀ jù.
She tells me all the time, actually.
Chineke, you are so. That's why some people were complaining. Don't come and confuse us with your
semantics. I know. I was having empathy for the people in the chat more so when you were asking me to have empathy for this auntie. I was having empathy for the people just like, oh my shit, they don't see what I see. What I'm seeing is that I know it took long, but listen, this thing is hard.
I wish women can reason like men.
Yeah. It's hard because his own what you see happening to her right now is very little compared to what's gonna happen to him.
You think so?
I know so. I know it's a fact. As a matter of fact. You think we escape? I mean, I'm just talking to the people here. Don't be waiting around thinking somebody will come and help you empathize on Obodoyinbo 25 years from now. Yeah, and brain.
So if any lady is listening now in Nigeria and she's marrying somebody that's about to jackpot, what's your advice to them before you go for your show? What would you say to them?
You need to listen closer than just than karma. Don't count on karma. We know it's real and all that, right? You need to protect yourself, right? We're right now there's internet. You can enlighten yourself. You can't live in the village and use the excuse that you just don't know. Ignorance is not an excuse. People are collecting all type of madness from all sides. The person that's serving you right now, you don't know if that's their way of paying back somebody else. You don't know. So all I can tell you is protect yourself. There's too many moving variables other than evil and bad. There's too many things moving. You can't just say, you can't count on your own belief system in this moment that I'm the good one and the other person is evil. It might actually be opposite. A lot of people are very quick to call people narcissists, and they're actually the narcissist. Put that in everything else.
Don't wait.
Let me.
Don't wait for anybody. Don't wait.
Let me.
Summarizing what Ola said.
Hold on, no, my baby is saying something, though.
Oh, sorry, but Pratik. I said I only have 2 words. Have options.
She has 2 words. Have options.
Ola, very good. Lola, that's what I wanted to say.
Have options. What do you mean? No. What do you mean by have options?
Don't put all your eggs in one basket. I'm sorry.
Date other people. Yeah.
And if you want to date the guy that jackpot, if you can afford it, get a visa and go and visit.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're in those times right now that even to you yourself will get a visiting visa to visit him, so that everything. So having options doesn't mean you're dating other people too. It means you're not just sitting down there waiting.
Yeah. It definitely has options. So why should you not have options?
Absolutely.
I've seen a lady that when got a visa, came to visit the husband, went back to Nigeria. The husband filed for them. The husband joined the Navy. They are still on the queue now.
Oh wow!
Because of COVID, more than 6 years now.
Oh.
The husband joined Navy, but the lady has come to America to visit.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I have examples like that too.
The husband goes at least twice every year to Nigeria.
Let me leave you with this one story. Sorry, I have this example very quickly of this person who started to feel like this guy in Nigeria is counting on her, but because the guy is no slow too, right? He's like, you know what? I don't think it's working out. Within months, he was here. He's a medical doctor and multiple IT certifications over. Have options. It goes for both sides. Don't just sit down there and you can go get on the internet and read. In that same token, I have close family member that will help do software. I said, go and check on immigration website yourself. He has a hard time checking on immigration websites he can't even get on the internet. So if you're that person and in 25 years you come and tell me that you didn't know what was going on, it's possible that you didn't, but I'm telling you, there's just too many moving variables. It's not going to be as simple as that person is evil and I'm the good one.
What happened with that story of the person that is a medical doctor?
He ended up no, they ended up separate. Before he left Nigeria, they separated. They're like,
I believe that if you are moving abroad, just end whatever relationship you are in. End it. There's no point. Especially if you are not
100%.
married.
Absolutely. Agreed.
Just end it.
don't count on another person to bring you.
Exactly. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what's awaiting me. Especially if you are not married. End it. It's better.
And please, let me appreciate Ola's wife for her comment. Because
Thank you,
even though she just made one statement, that statement justified the Kirewa issue. Have options. She doesn't talk much. That's what I'm trying to tell you now, that if she had looked elsewhere too as well while waiting, at the end of the day, you see, this is what we are talking here. This show is not about condemnation. It's about relearning. We will learn. Those watching, we also learn. Because we don't know who we are talking to. Somebody might just be there listening right now, that when they go to church, they'll say, oh, that's the pastor just talking to me. Somebody might just be talking to you right now from this studio. Don't wait for that guy. Don't wait for that guy. They are telling you now, today is Valentine's Day. They are telling you. They are saving your love for you.
Go.
Don't wait for that guy. Once Johnny don't go, Johnny
don't
wait.
Go. The first step to not wait, Brabio, is get on the immigration website. No matter what country in this world, they all have websites, and learn all the different things, and let him tell you which one of this are you waiting for. Which one of this? Okay, I'm doing the other. But okay, all right. But there's a way they can engage you that you know is authentic. There's also ways they start to sound that you know there's lies.
Even as of today, a US citizen, that if we go to Nigeria now and fight for somebody, the processing time for fiancé visa is almost 2 years.
But you will see it on the website. I know.
No, they are telling you of somebody that already have the ability to carry you.
Right.
Visitors visa.
We are not talking of the one that have K-leg.
After the interview.
I'm telling you of somebody that have pali. We are not talking of the one that don't have shishi. So when they are telling you these things, they are not coming to this show to say this and this. Listen.
Also, brothers, please, Ola, help me tell brothers, stop promising things when you are coming.
No, Auntie B, that second story I said was a lady who was promising a guy. But there was fight all the time in their relationship. They argue all the time and get on the phone, right? It's not a matter of, you're right about that one, but it's not always a matter of somebody who wants to get the other person. Sometimes the relationship is just not working out. And the guy said, you know what? Never mind, this is not working out. Even though he's in a position where he could say, you know what? I will stick there because I know I want to japa. The guy said, no, I have ways that I can japa. Understand that you have other ways that you can japa. It's not always but I agree with you that, if you are doing this, if you are outright deceiving people, it will come back and haunt you.
It is better to count your loss early than to count them late.
Yes. Thank you so much.
So you must know this. This is emotional fraud.